that.
Listen, seeing you got ritualistic, cleansing my soul of addiction for now.
Y'all, the Oscars were on last night, and let me just show y'all this clip.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
So I did not watch the Oscars, but my friend, she messaged me and said, did you watch how Will Smith slugged Chris Rock? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Let me, because, you know, me and my husband, we love watching The Last Kingdom, and that was important to us, not the Oscars. But I watched it and I was in shock. I was like, whoa. I was like, was this staged? And then I'm looking, I'm like, this don't look staged. He literally said, and I read his lips before I saw the video where he actually said what I believe he said. And he just like, just went off and said, keep my wife's name out your MFing mouth. Keep my wife's name out your MFing mouth. And I'm like, dang, he really just did that. He really slapped the crap out of Chris Rock. At first I thought he punched him. And then I saw that he actually slapped him, and I was just like, I was in shock. I was in shock. And I was trying to see what he was talking about with the joke, G.I. Jane Part 2. Jada's going to be a G.I. Jane Part 2 movie. And I'm just like, what? And I'm just like thinking about, oh, her hair is shaved off. Oh, yeah, I remember she talked about her alopecia. She has alopecia, and that's something that a lot of women go through. Not even all women, men too, where they just started getting bald, thin hair, blah, 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 spots in their head. And so she just shaved off, I guess, to embrace her her hair loss situation. So I'm like, Chris Rock, that was not necessary. You didn't have to say that. I know you got jokes, but then again, I'm like, it probably was an innocent joke. Like, we all know Chris Rock is a comedian. He is a comedian. He likes to crack jokes on anybody. He's a roaster, you know? But it hit a nerve because I watched how when Chris Rock said the joke and then Will Smith laughed. But the way Jada just like rolled her eyes, like, that's when it panned back to Chris Rock and they're laughing. He's laughing. And then you see Will Smith walk on stage. So who knows what was said when, you know, the scene cut. But when when Will Smith walked on stage and slapped Chris' face, everybody was in utter shock. My face was Lupita Nyong'o's face. That was my face. My face looking at Will and just in disbelief, like, Will, you just did that? Did West Philly just come out? So on the side of Will, you know, he's protecting his wife. He's fighting for his wife. He is pretty much a voice for his wife. We know his wife has her own voice, but he is like the front of her pain. He could see, he lives with her. They could see how much pain Jada goes through, her, you know, whatever she got going on as far as her response to her hair falling out. I honor Will Smith for that, because nobody has the right to speak on your wife. Nobody has the right, like, you're there to protect her. You are her husband, and the husband is supposed to be the protector. I wonder if Chris Rock would have said a joke about Will, who had alopecia, would she have done that? Would she have gone and slapped the crap out of Chris Rock? Would she have done that? Women, would you go to the degree of slapping somebody who disrespected your man? Men, would you do what Will Smith done? Would you have done what Will Smith had done? Would you have slapped somebody for saying something about your wife and her disease process or whatever she got going, her symptoms, or her diagnosis, like, would you have said something? Would you have defended her in that way? I wonder, because I know my mouth and I know how I roll. And if somebody wants to say something about my husband, I'm taking off. But I'm taking off to a degree, like, because I know I have things I could lose. I don't want to lose my family because I punched somebody in the face. Like, you know, like turning in the other cheek. But then I know I would say something. So it wouldn't just be turning the cheek. I probably wouldn't got physical, but I would have been like in that person's face. Like, who the heck you talking to? Disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. I would have went off. Okay. And I'm sure my husband would have probably jacked up somebody. Even my ex-husband, he snapped on somebody that was saying something that was out of pocket to me. Like, and he just jumped in. These men, like, he jumped in dude's face and was like, I will F you up if you ever speak to my wife, ever, you know? And I'm like, that's what I see as what men should do. Men are supposed to protect their wives. Men are supposed to say stuff to defend their wives, you know? And same thing as a woman. Say what you got to say to defend your husband. At the end of the day, that's your husband. Defend him, you know? Nobody's gonna talk about how big my husband is. Well, not to my face. Because they already know. They're not going to talk about any ailment my husband has. Anything. My husband don't have any ailment. He's a perfect, healthy guy. But still, it will not be popping. I'm just saying. It's a different level of respect that you should have for your spouse. And to speak on the behalf of your spouse and not let anybody bully your spouse or speak in a way of disrespect. Like, I've already said some things about somebody that would, like, me being a dispatcher for my husband in his truck. And people would say some out-of-pocket things as a broker or the ship, like, I would eat them alive. Yeah, no, for real, I have a great level of respect for Will Smith. I was shocked. I never thought that he would have been hands-on about that situation. Twitter has been eating this up. Instagram has been eating this up. TikTok is eating this up. Like, every influencer is eating this up. And I just read also something about the Oscars. You know, they've been having low ratings. And so they think that it's fake. Some people say they think that it's fake or staged because they put a lot of TikTokers in the building and influencers in the building. So, you know, they can capture, I guess, anything that happens. Anything that happens, they can talk about it on their platform. Like, the Oscars was like the #1 streaming show last night. After that, like, people came when it was watching. I didn't. I was just like, well, I'm about to go to sleep. Stuff like this happens. One of my friends just made a post that I was like, bruh, you got a point there. I'm going to go ahead and share that post right now, and then y'all tell me what y'all think. All right, y'all. So that's going to end this conversation. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. What do you think Will should have done? Was that joke tasteless? Did Chris Rock needed to say that joke? And there was a clip from him in 2016 where he was also talking about Jada. You know, so do they think that there's an ongoing behind-the-scenes drama between Chris Rock and Will Smith? I never even knew that it was drama. But when I saw that 2016 clip, I was like, you always picking on Jada. Why you always picking on Jada? Leave Jada alone. And I don't think Chris Rock even knew that Jada had alopecia. I don't think he knew that. So, yeah, I don't think he knew that.
Honestly, I feel like Will Smith was wrong. Will Smith was wrong. Because, number one, it doesn't matter how much or whatever somebody tells you, you don't need to get physical violence. There's so many ways that could have been handled a little bit more a civilized way that could be handled. I know at the moment, I know he was angry. I know that he felt like, I had to do something or I had to defend my wife. It was on national television. Like, not only you are disrespecting the man, but you're disrespecting in front of millions of audience. Like, I felt like it was too much for him to just go out there and punch them. There's other ways he could have done that. Yeah, Chris Rock was out of line saying what he said. But come on, man. On national television, go out and punch somebody. It's like somebody punching you, babe, in your wedding, doing your wedding days. Somebody go up there and just punch you while you're in your wedding gown. You know what I mean? That don't make no sense for somebody to do that in public in such a big public, kind of way. Will Smith was wrong. In the beginning, I thought that Chris Rock was wrong, but I analyzed everything. Yeah, Will Smith was way out of line in that one. If you put everything into perspective.
We know Will Smith was not going to go and give Chris Rock a hug.
I'm just saying, like,
So,
there had to be a more civilized way to handle that instead of punching the man on national
You could say
television.
what you had to say, like,
Yeah, for
disrespect
sure.
my wife.
Yeah,
He had to
like,
go put his hands on them. I understand that.
exactly. That's what I mean. Putting your hands on somebody has to be for either self-defense or, the fact that it has to be something major for you to put your hand on somebody. It can't just be because somebody said something you don't like. That don't make no sense. In the civilized world that we live in, we don't need to.
A lot of people say
we don't have to use. We don't have to use violence for everything to resolve everything.
I'm giving both of them. They both was wrong. They both were wrong, and I just want to know what y'all think. What y'all think? Y'all fighting or what? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go.